Welcome to another edition of the Sports Court. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Monday. Barnes, Tony, Michael lurking.
That's right.
What's going on, brother?
Not much, dude. Obviously, excited to be here. New week, new Monday, new day, new everything. Gonna be interesting, obviously, because we have 5 days, no baseball. Obviously, I'm sure we'll have enough to
4, technically.
Oh, I guess technically 4.
We don't include All-Star Week,
right.
But the actual baseball games 4. But yeah, and the flip side of that, Tony, people just think the games. How about fantasy? Because I have a fantasy problem. I probably spend at least an hour a day because I have 4 teams on my phone, just looking at lineups, setting future days. I get so excited to shuffle things around if people have off days and stuff. Put my probable starters in a couple days early. Yeah. I'm crazy with it.
I feel like you're gonna have a lot of time to fill. Yeah, dude. Speaking of fantasy too, I think in our league we're 2 weeks now. Is this week, right?
Yes, they always do that for All-Star because there's only 3 games.
Right.
Which
actually helps me out because I'm losing to the last place team right now.
Oh, but you're saying it's nice you get the 3 days trying to make up. Yeah, I'm 4-9 in our league, and 2-10 I'm down in another league. So as you would say, Tony, not great.
No, not great at all, dude. But nonetheless, stoked to be here.
Yeah,
to talk some home run derby.
Yes, an abbreviated full on derby.
Yeah,
frenzy.
Oh gosh, how are you, Brian?
Pretty good. Just unfortunately. Well, I guess it ended that. We'll get into it, but just golf wise this weekend and really just all season. Yes, we've had our good moments. We've had our 80s rounds, but it's just I was going into the year. I was really hoping for that huge leap forward. And it just hasn't been there yet. And there's just been a lot of times where the frustration just boils over. Case of the shanks, the this, the that.
When you say huge,
So I was hoping that this year I would be pissed if I shot 90. And it's now it's oh, yeah, I hope I shoot 90. You know what I mean? So, and just to kind of give you, synopsis of the weekend, on what was it? On Saturday, played Gainer 94. So again, that's just, I've shot
borderline.
80 there. That's just not a good round. You know what I mean? I know I'm capable of better. And it just the same thing every time where those 4 or 5 holes, the 7s, the 8s, potentially a 10, Tony.
Oh.
And that just goes around. So that happened Saturday. And then yesterday, I feel great playing Sterling with Riley. First hole, absolutely pipe it right down the middle, par. Okay. And then ensue to have 10 bad drives in a row. Honestly,
really?
Couldn't figure anything out. Ended up shooting, I think, a 107. Honestly,
no, dude.
So embarrassing. But I'm sure you can picture me doing this. So tee time was 11:30, finished up maybe 3:45, and I'm just and I actually was not even thinking. It's funny that it was this older guy, which I'll get into actually in a second because I want to mention something about this. But he just randomly was saying because he's oh, well, I've seen you do some good shots. You probably want to get another 9 in, and that just put the idea in my head for a second. I'm you know what? I'm gonna just check Gainer. See, there was 1 time left at 510. Got in a full 18, and there's a couple of layers here. So, finished, went home, showered, had some leftover garden catering, and then back to the course. Okay.
Yeah.
So I get to the course, newer starter there, I guess, or just maybe I don't go Sunday afternoons. Complete chief. And listen, I admit that I just get annoyed with golf courses, starters, really even talking that much to me. Yeah, that is the case. I just want to go play.
Yeah.
I'm not playing at I don't know, Augusta National. It doesn't seem there's that much to sort out to talk about. Let me just go play. So as soon as I get there, he's kind of, being annoying, makes me go back into the clubhouse to get the 18-hole card sign. Okay. Then he's like, are you playing 9? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to play 18. 18. Wow. You better be pretty quick, huh? So
God,
already
dude.
I'm annoyed about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, the first hole at Gainer, you've played the course a couple of times. It's like if you're on top of the hill out there, like, maybe 20 yards in past that, like you're not in range. So I tee off and of course, shake it left to start. Okay. and then after he comes back over and he goes, hey, it's not 5-10 yet. Oh, you got to wait till they're on the green. And it's like, that's never been a thing there. You don't have to wait till they're on the green. It's way too far. Like no one's Bryson DeChambeau hitting it 350 on the tee. So then he does that. Okay.
Wow.
So I start out, but then I do bad that hole, like get a triple to start. So here we go again with the whole fucking thing. And then next hole, I par. So that I'm like, okay, like now I'm feeling pretty good. Rifle one down the fairway. After that, do okay, but then just hit the stretch again where, a lost ball, missing putts. So I make the turn at 52. So again, tight, not at all what I want. The people I'm playing with leave. So then I'm just there as a single by myself. He sees me making the turn. He goes, I'm gonna come get you. You'll get a notification on the cart. 8:05. We need the carts in. Sunsets 8:30, almost maybe 8:25. So again, here we go. Like, just stop. Like, just like I'm not listening to this. Gets off to a slower start in the back 9 in terms of pace, but back 9, Tony, 40. So just on point with everything. 5 bogeys, 4 pars. So just crushing it. And then I get to, I guess I play 12 and I see that it's backed up. Literally, I'm chipping for 5 minutes after every hole just to so I'm not like sitting on the tee waiting. And then I notice, okay, 17's open. They're up on 13. So I go play the par 3 just to be like, okay, well, now when I'm finishing, I'm not going to have to worry about playing that hole. Maybe I can actually get in all 18. So I do that. It's kind of taking a while. And then I'm finishing up the par 3 on 15. So then you have 3 holes left, but I already played one, so only 2. Started covering again. Yeah, that par 4 up there, there's 3 groups in front of you. You're never gonna finish. Why don't you just play that hole up there? And I'm like, literally, listen, I wanted to flip out, honestly, because it's like, leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
I know you want to go home and just leave me alone.
Right.
So he says that. I don't listen, of course. I play I play 16, finish, okay? Yeah. And he's full of bullshit, by the way, too. This is why I get pissed with these starters. Michael knows it's Gaynor Brennan, okay? Right. This is just a municipal course. Like, get rid of the power trip, okay? So I play 16, okay? Then I go up to the 18th hole because I passed 17. Yeah, my boss is yelling at me. Keep in mind, too, we got a notification on the cart. He lied. He said 8:05. Card says 8:20. It's only 8:10. And he goes, yeah, my boss is yelling at me. You're supposed to be in. And like, there's people on the tee box where there's 4 of them. And I go, do you guys mind if I just play 18 with you guys? I just need one more hole to finish. And the guy, he seems kind of tight. I finish. He's still like lurking in the parking lot. And I see him go back out to the course. I realize I left my wedge on another hole. So I go back out there and he's going like this, like really almost giving me an attitude. And I'm like, yeah, I left my 60 degree on the par 3. And then he's like, it doesn't say anything. It's like, are you shitting me?
Yeah,
like,
really,
I just can't take this with the starter. If you don't want to be a starter, if you don't want to work, no one's forcing you to. But if you're working at a golf course, you got to realize, like, you're just looking at it from your perspective that you want to get home. Right. What about the people who pay money to play here?
Yeah.
And it's within the time. Like, I got back to my car with the cart 8:22. He said, cart's in at 8:20. Went to go get a wedge. Like, what else do you want me to do?
Right.
Like, that just pissed me off, honestly.
What, you were in the cart and getting the wedge?
Like back from getting the wedge at 8:22 after going all the way out there. It's like, oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But they all do that. They all tell you an earlier time because they want to get home. It's just like so annoying. But
it really is.
Short of the story, too, on the back 9, 40, I'll take it.
It's amazing. You kidding me?
Yeah. So I was real pumped about that.
Did you tell him that you're the 40 in the back 9?
No. But then, and it's like, I play so much, I should just have these things down pat. But basically, I just came to the determination when I'm shanking it like right or even left, for instance, I just need to make the problem is, and every time from when we've played or went to the range, I'm always telling you head down. Sometimes I think that I'm doing that and I'm not, and that's why I'll hard right or I go way left because when I'm coming down, I'm not staying down. I'm yanking up like that. So I noticed too, I can't take anything off my swing because when I do that, I stop right here. That pushes it right. So it's full out swing, but like extended head down. And then I was literally hitting everything point on. So I'm going into, today that's what I got to do.
You golfing today?
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like I have it, but watch, I'm going to come back tomorrow and tell you I shot 110. But I honestly feel confident though, because I feel like that's what it is. I've seen myself play good before. And it's just when you get away from your fundamentals, it's the same thing in like Major League Baseball. Same thing. You got to stick to the fundamentals.
Yeah, and you definitely. It's tough when you have like some guy breathing down your neck too. That's like so crazy.
Didn't that sound like a little ridiculous?
Yeah, dude. And like again, especially for someone, I understand like you don't golf on Sunday, you haven't ever seen this guy before, but still, I mean, come on, you're there all the time.
Well, and you've played there with me, like it's like the starters are non-existent.
Literally,
like,
I don't think. I think other than when you first pass them to go to the first tee, like we didn't see them at all.
Yeah, he's driving around like just thinking he's the man. Oh, and then the best parts of that happened on Sunday. Saturday, I can't even repeat what was said. I was paired up with these
my God,
people.
That's right. Yeah, the video.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've never seen anything like it. Well, I guess like we hit into them once or twice. So then the guy was answering.
So they were ahead of you.
The group, like not the like
the group was ahead of you. Yeah.
And so there's, I guess it's hole 14 where it's uphill. There's a little pond and then it's way uphill. You got to hit. I don't know if you remember that hole.
Vaguely.
So they're like, yeah, bro, I'm going to do the buzzer. Okay. So like, you don't need to go up with your cart. Like that's what he says to the guy. Just full on, like, say it to my face. Say it to I swear to God. Like, I know that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Shouting that at the course. Like, I swear to God. Like, oh yeah. Like, you're done, kid. You're done. Like, he said, I'm calling this in. I swear to God, Tony. And he literally said, like, and I don't know how this didn't escalate into more and he got in trouble. I swear to God, I heard him say he's going to kill him. I heard him say it. So I don't know how there weren't any like charges filed. And the kid working at the courts yesterday was asking me how that went. And before the round started, the head pro goes to me, yeah, just to let you know, the people you're playing with are the most miserable people I've ever met. And I swear to God, it was like that the whole time, like just like going back and forth. Hey, get out of my way. Like husband and wife. That's who I was paired up with.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
But then at the end, they seemed like they were actually having a good time, but just like very negative and just it was insane. It was honestly for a municipal course to see all of that over a weekend was just crazy. Honestly.
You had a ridiculous weekend.
Yeah. But the starter, honestly, like I'm tempted to leave a review, but then it's like I need to find out his name because it's just like I don't want to like give the course a bad review because I know other people working there. They're always great to me and stuff. But this guy
asked him his name.
Yeah.
Sure, you could ask.
Yeah, but it's funny whenever you do that, it's so obvious. Like, why are you asking their name?
Yeah. What's your name?
But I could just, I'm gonna just talk to the people at the desk. Like,
you have an employee ID number?
Oh man, too funny. By the way, did we turn off the air today or?
Well, you're hot.
You're not.
No, actually, I'm very comfortable.
I don't know if it's just from the story or what.
I think it is from the story. You're working yourself up.
The fan, it'll kill us, type of thing.
Oh, I can turn the fan on, certainly.
Yeah.
Dude.
Will it kill us or no?
I mean, I think there's like maybe like an 8% chance.
Wow, there we go.
Well, yeah, pretty low.
I don't know why, but then again, me moving around. It just always the need for ventilation, but that's going to be a nice touch, Tony. Honestly. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. But that's a little weekend synopsis. So much to get to. I guess you know what to start off, Tony. If we could just get to the comments. We have some of the onlys in the building this morning.
That is right. We have some of the best fans in the business here. Kev Do Taylor. Obviously hot off his birthday week, dude. We want the smoke. All-star break here. Yanks finally won 2 games, but lost a heartbreaker, he says.
Just like the match yesterday.
Barnes put some respect on the Mets name.
No respect
Right
given.
after that.
Don't
Hashtag
expect any in the future.
And then Josh B in the house says, "What's up, fam? Happy Monday. Let's have a week."
Josh B.
Josh B, honestly, stand-up act. Had a great call on the Binge Buddies on Friday night.
Let's go.
Phenomenal job there. And then, of course, we have Danny V saying, "Morning, fellas." They're giving us a little let's go right there, baby. And then, of course, Kev Do Kick rocks. And we have my mother in the house. She says, "Hi, fellas. Just tonight, pork chops." I know you're not a big pork chop guy.
The one thing I would say, if I were to have pork chops, I mean, you might as well just write down the time code at that point, Tony. But if I were to have pork chops, they would be definitely made by your mother. Let me tell you that. Okay?
Oh my God, she does. Make
I would try them. I would try them, and that's saying something, Mary, because I honestly just the sound of it. But then just because you made it. Everything that you make is like 110%. So I would give it a try.
The sauerkraut, the rice, Brussels sprouts, she says.
Now, how does she do her Brussels sprouts?
Normally they're in a pan, like garlic oil, like
broiled
sauteed there. No,
or
like sauteed. Yeah.
Oh, crispy Brussels sprouts are good. I don't have
so
them that
good.
much,
They're she makes them so crispy and good
bet,
too.
dude.
And
That's
my
awesome,
goodness, dude. Then she says, "Take off your hat, holds in a lot of heat."
You know, the problem is at this point, I've been wearing it so long, I'm just gonna have hat hair, even though I did just get a haircut. So how much hat hair will I really have? But still, it's just one of those things, right? You know?
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, once you're committed, I feel like you're kind of like that, Tony.
Yeah, especially with hats. Like once you're committed to wearing it, like you don't. Once I'm committed to an outfit, I typically don't change it.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. And it's the TCA. I mean, come on. Best hat created.
Literally.
Josh B killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie's route to have his.
Are you tight that other people are getting that hat?
No,
now at the camera?
no.
Come on, a little bit
Bernie.
though.
How can I be tight to Bernie?
I mean, it's possible. Dude.
No. Anyhow, Tony. So a lot of golf over the weekend.
So much, dude.
Literally, I mean, basically 5 tournaments. If you think about it,
kind of crazy.
You got the Scottish Open, you had the ISCO, you had the PGA Tour Champions, Players Championship, also known as the Calling Companies. You had a Evian LPGA Major, and on top of all of that, you had a live golf event in Spain. So a lot of golf over the weekend.
Oh, Evian was in Connecticut, no?
I don't know about that. I think it was in France.
Oh, never mind. There's
something else.
Yeah, there was another. Yeah, or maybe there is going to
Great
be.
River.
Yeah,
because they have.
There's a Sacred Heart girl playing in it.
Oh,
okay, maybe that's
like
what it is.
Like Corn Ferry.
Corn Ferry.
Women.
Oh, okay, that's what they had.
So starting with the Scottish here, how about Robert MacIntyre, your winner at the Scottish Open, 18 under par. 67, 65, 63, 67, one shot clear of Adam Scott. So his first top 5 finish on the PGA Tour in 5 years. So Adam Scott, who has that remarkable streak of majors played, which will continue next week at Royal Troon, 67, 65, 64, 67. You had Romain Langasqua, 15 under. So he finishes 3 shots back, solo third, 66, 68, 67, 64. You had my sleeper, Aaron Rai, finished tied for 4th at 14 under with Rory, Sanjay Im, Sahith Theegala, and Colin Morikawa. So how about that? Both my picks there finishing tied for 4th, so not too shabby. Ludwig Aubert, I have to say, this was his tournament to win, but unfortunately for him, a 3-over took him out of the mix yesterday, but starting out in tremendous fashion, 64, 64, 65, before ultimately that 73. Richard Mansell, a slew of golfers tied at 13 under, including Wyndham Clark, Alex Noren, Victor Perez, and Corey Connors. Tom Kim tied for 15th place at 12 under, as well as Xander Schauffele. You had Brian Harmon, who will defend his title at World Troon this week, finished tied for 21st at 11 under par as well. And one other name I wanted to mention here, I couldn't believe the downfall for Justin Thomas. He opens with a 62.
Unbelievable.
And he finishes, Tony, tied for 62nd place. Kind of crazy how that worked out. But he follows it up at 62, 72, 71, 71. Just again, he cannot keep that level of consistency. So it'd be interesting to see what he does at Royal Troon, as well as Max Homa, who's really, really going through it this year. He finishes tied for 70th at -1.
That's Riley's guy.
It is, yeah. So he'll be looking to catch lightning in a bottle.
What he did well at the Masters.
I
there was one
think,
tournament where he was like in the running, could possibly.
yeah, but like I don't know, you know what I mean? For his standard, you know, I mean, I don't think he's really had that many great tournaments the whole season.
No, I don't think so. By any means.
Let's see.
Oh.
Last top 10. What was it? Like 3 months ago?
Let's
Masters
see.
tied for 3rd. And he finished top 10 at the Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Only top 10s of the year besides the API.
Looks like it.
So I mean, that's not what you expected from Max Homa coming into this season. But you never know. You never know what Royal Troon will have in store. I thought this was a great tournament. It was nice to see a lot of top names in contention, and what a story. I think they're similar to the Canadian Open. It had been a long time since a Scottish golfer had won this tournament. So Robert MacIntyre getting the job done. And I think we've seen he shows up at bigger tournaments and seems to contend a lot. So nice to see him get a win.
Oh, yeah, dude. And I got to say, I mean, between all our picks, like all our guys were within the top 10.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, so I'm trying to remind, I'm blanking. You again? Who did you have?
I picked Aubert.
Aubert, okay.
And
who
then
was
leading? Yeah, my sleeper was Rob McIntyre.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
So that's never happens.
No, never, ever, dude.
All in the top 4.
I mean, Mr. Rye, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that was a great pick.
He's been hot. I mean, maybe a dark horse for the Open. No one picked Harmon going in last year. Oh,
well, watch out.
Yeah, you never know, honestly. Now that, obviously we'll do a full preview on Wednesday. I hope you're getting trying to think, I guess the sound bite ready, Tony, because whenever you listen like to PGA Tour radio, when they're talking the Open, they always play like the bagpipe music.
I can look that up, dude. Don't you worry.
So we'll get on top of
bagpipes, dude.
But after seeing this, seeing what we've seen all season, seeing what we've seen all major season, we've seen 3 established golfers win the first 3 majors of the season, Tony. So does that mean for starting on Thursday, we're gonna see an unheralded name grab the 4th and final major of the season, or you think we continue the trend of well-known, established top golfers?
That's so tough. I mean, I feel like I would sway towards the established golfer.
And like last year, it was crazy. Like we had 2, Wyndham and Harmon. We weren't expecting,
which is crazy.
And to go 4 for 4 this year would be something.
I know it would. It really would be.
I don't think since we've started following golf on the show that we've had that.
No, never.
The whole,
especially with the way the season started for the PGA too. With Dunlap and everything.
Novak.
Yeah, exactly. So
Matthew Pavone.
Mm-hmm. So funny how it kind of came around, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're looking at someone like Scotty Scheffler. I mean,
didn't you say Aubert?
Yeah, I did say.
And you're gonna probably stick with that. Most likely, don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I think so.
But a little concerning on yesterday's performance.
I mean, again, like a Sunday, it was like you said, his tournament to win ended up his tournament to lose. So, but maybe it'd be a learning experience. And I mean, how far away is?
Hour and a half.
Okay, so we're in the neighborhood.
Yeah. They were discussing what Robert MacIntyre yesterday. Was he going to go around the pubs right by the Renaissance Club, or was he going to head to Royal Troon? I was thinking like it would have made sense, even though they're both in Scotland, but it made sense for him to stay in the area of this tournament because like it was like a big thing being Scottish and stuff, and it's like he could have just headed to Royal Troon today. Yeah.
Again, you could, exactly.
Why complicate this?
You could go head there tomorrow. It's an hour and a half, come on, dude.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm definitely pumped up for the Open starting on Thursday. And
by the way, I have Hovland was my pre-year.
He missed the cut, I think, this week, right?
Did he actually miss the cut? I think you're right. Because I remember him having a terrible first day. Let's see. You have Rory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he'll probably be leading, and then honestly, I think Rory typically plays well in the Open Championship. Honestly,
Hovland was tied 46 actually.
Oh, okay, so he did make the cut, but disappointing finish, nevertheless.
Yeah, definitely, dude, for him. But I mean, actually, maybe now bounce back next week. Who knows? Do I feel
more likely to win, him or Rory?
I want to say him.
but you're not feeling great.
No. Low odds on both of them.
Tiger or Rory?
I think Rory, I guess, at that point.
Phil or Tiger? Phil. I mean, Tiger, he's not making the cut anywhere besides Augusta ever again.
I guess not. I'd like to, again, dude. It's so, I don't know why you keep asking me. It's so tough to answer.
Yeah.
But my brain says no.
Yeah, but it's crazy because it how quick that's accelerated, because there was a lot of Tiger optimism for us really going back to last season, and now it seems like this is the last two majors of where it's been like, okay, like we're done hoping to win the lottery.
I mean that's what he does. That's what happens when you're a competitor like that. He made people believe to go out there and be competitive. That's what he talked about. Even after that freaking accident when we went off the road. Like it was, I'm still going out there. Like he's still practicing, the 4 a.m., hitting some swings at the range. Like he's trying. He's fucking trying his hardest to get out there and compete.
And I'm sure I'll ask you again on Wednesday, but just right now, what's your guess? What's he opening with on Thursday?
I don't know. I can see him being like 3 over.
3 over, yeah.
Yeah. What's the course? A par 70?
I was gonna look that up.
Let's see, schedule here. The Open. It is a course stats. Par 71.
Par 71. So sir, you're saying 74.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 73.
Okay.
But that might be pushing it, honestly.
Almost 7,400 yards.
Yeah.
Royal Troon.
But I think that they were talking about this. If he hadn't gotten hurt, they on PGA Tour Radio this morning, like that he probably would have won more of these tournaments because it bodes well for him. He's been known to be inconsistent off of the tee.
Right.
And everything's wide open. I mean, you're not really losing your ball unless somehow you couldn't find it in the rough. But with all the technology today, I mean, that's probably not happening.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I'm looking at some of the forecasts here. I don't really get, what does it mean where it says like the water thing is 90%, but the umbrella is 45%? Is the water like humidity?
And then it's precipitation.
The humidity. Oh,
yeah.
God, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough conditions this weekend and rain potentially on Sunday.
But if it's humid in 60, I mean, how hot is it really though? 60 is not that. It's humid, makes it feel like it's 75. I mean, come on.
Maybe more than that.
Maybe not.
Wouldn't be any other way to know unless you're there.
If you're there, and like you could be if you were Jason Libertelli, but you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Because you're moving a friend. Did you talk friend with him over the weekend?
No, I didn't.
So he might have missed that whole thing.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe he did.
We gotta talk to him.
Yeah, we gotta talk to him about it. Kind of sus.
Yeah,
very
definitely,
sus.
definitely get a PI on it.
Yeah.
You know what was kind of crazy, and I get
Sherlock
it.
Holmes.
It's a alternative event. It's the ISCO Championship, Tony. So it's not a prestigious event here. But how about this? We had a 5-man playoff at 22 under that ended up going 3 holes. You lost 3 golfers after the first leg of it, and then it was a 2-man, and then ultimately Harry Hall winning the ISCO Championship, chipping it in.
I did see that
for birdie on a par 3, which is kind of nuts. So he gets his first career PGA Tour win. Pretty good story. Kind of crazy to see. That many guys in a playoff. So congratulations to him. It looks like he's from England.
That's right, dude.
And what, 26 years old, and this is his 5th year as a pro.
He looks 40.
The win moves him up to 80th in the FedEx Cup playoffs. And I believe is it top 7? Yeah, it's top 70 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get for the first leg. It used to be 125. Crazy how they did that.
I remember you talking about that last year.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, he was top 12 at the John Deere, and other than that, did not have a good year. But I believe he took home like $650K at least on this.
I think almost. I think 7 and change. I think was the winner, right?
Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty good for an alternate event. So congratulations to him. And Tony, I'm very big with the nostalgia. How about winning like I said, known as the Colleague Companies Championship, but they really it referred to as the Seniors Players Championship, played at Bridgestone Country Club, Firestone, and Tiger has won there a lot in the past. How about Ernie Els, Tony, the 54-year-old winning his first career senior major? I think he won 5 on the PGA Tour. Last won the Open back in 2012. But
he's won 5 majors.
Yeah, Ernie Els. You haven't really heard too much about him?
No, not a ton, but I've heard of him.
But you look at the history of it. I mean, he was one of Tiger's biggest rivals in the mid to late 90s.
Wow, dude.
So Ernie wins this. So congratulations to him. 1 stroke clear of Y.E. Yang. The win, Tony, gets him into the field for next year's Players Championship. And it was funny, after the win, he was obviously excited, and they're interviewing him, and they're like, yeah, you earned a trip to Sawgrass. And they're like, how's it going to feel to go back there? And like, he was like joking, it seems like, anyway, but he's like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to go back there. Cause he's obviously on the Senior Tour 54. I mean, that course is so hard. But pretty funny to hear that. He will be in the field as a former champ, and he still has 6 years to go on his exemption at the Open Championship.
Nice.
But who knows? Maybe lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
I'm saying it right now just because I think he's feeling confident after winning this major. I think he's going to make the cut at the Open. 54 years old. I mean, kind of impressive.
I would say it's really impressive, dude, making the cut at 54.
You're going to do some research on him. I nicknamed the Big Easy, Tony.
Really? Why the Big Easy?
I don't know if he relocated to Louisiana, because isn't the Big Easy New Orleans?
Anyone? Zach says yes.
And then put Ernie Els.
Yeah, there we go. Apparently, it was a movie as well, dude.
Ernie. Oh, go down. Why is Ernie called the Big Easy?
Theodore Ernest Els, great name, by the way. South African professional golfer, former number 1, big nickname. Due to the physical stature, along with his fluid golf swing. His physical stature, he is 6'3". And I guess just because of his swing, they call him the Big Easy.
There you go.
It's a great nickname.
I feel like he's your new favorite now.
I mean, I guess I'm kind of talking play. Senior tour, yeah, let's go.
I honestly respect it. I mean, there's guys, Tony, on the Senior Tour that are 7 years old playing. I mean,
not for nothing. Like, why isn't Tiger go?
Well, he had to be 50.
Oh, Tiger's 48
or 49, maybe this year. 49 this year.
Damn, he's not even 50 yet.
No. No, but also too, Tony, purse sizes. Like I'm pretty sure to win this, it was like either 450 or 600,000. But in fact, these guys used to play on the PGA Tour, and that they're still grinding on the Senior Tour. I think that deserves some respect, honestly.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Do you think when Tiger is eligible, you think he's going for it?
It's kind of up in the air, honestly. And like, you could take a cart with certain events, but he's always been anti-cart. So, I mean, you would think, let's just put it that way. And you know what I'm interested to see? Because like, recently, like because of Live, last 4 years, whatever, purse sizes have really grown. So like a lot of these guys on the Senior Tour, when they were playing on the PGA Tour, unless you're a star like Ernie Els or Vijay Singh back in the day, you didn't make that much money. So I feel like that's why they're still playing this now. Yeah. I wonder when the guys who are in their 30s and 40s, when they're eligible for the Senior Tour, because of the limited purse sizes, if they're still going to play,
right?
Or as many are going to play as they do now.
True. Once you go to the Senior Tour, can you come back to the PGA? Yeah, right. Yeah, we've seen that before.
It's all about what you're eligible for,
right?
So you just once you turn 50, then you're eligible for that tour,
right?
But there's nothing that says
you can mix and match
like
tournaments.
Patrick Harrington does that.
Yeah. But there's no limitations.
No limitations. So yeah, kind of interesting stuff there. I just saw this too. I guess the winner of the Open Championship this week will get a record $3.1 million.
Get out of town.
The highest winner share in Open Championship history.
You know what it was last year?
No.
You're guess.
Tell me. I don't know. I'm gonna say it was like 2.9, just to like say something.
Really? So pretty close, you think?
Past results. 3.
Oh, all right.
So 100,000. They're trying to get us out of bed for that.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't really accept Straka was runner up.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Rob, but Harmon was just so in the clear there.
Wow, dude. Jason Day, too, huh? Where's
Yeah.
he been?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. Emiliano Grillo.
What do you know? Rari, top 10. How about Shubahankar Shamara? Is that even how you say it?
I guess Sharma, I feel like it's definitely his last name. Shabahanka.
Shabahanka.
ha
ha.
Oh my god. Max Homa top 10 finish
Max Homa,
last year.
top 10.
He's not making the top 10 this year.
No. I don't think so.
All right, Hovland tied for 13th
Henrik
last year.
Stenson won the last time the Open was held at Royal Troon. Do you know what year that was?
2012.
16. Close. And he was battling it out with Phil Mickelson.
Really? Playoff?
Seemed like Phil had it. No, he beat him by 3 strokes because Henrik, I think the final day shot like 62 or something. Crazy.
2016, you say?
Yeah.
Maybe it was this one. That makes sense.
And it does.
There's Stenson, dude.
So 63.
Wow,
71,
dude.
right?
Yeah.
Philly.
And back then, we're talking a purse that's less than half of what they have now.
Doubled.
Dude. It's doubled in the past, I guess, decade, 9 years.
Pretty cool.
That is good for them, dude.
Yeah.
It's about time. Do you think you'll see increased purses on the senior tour at any point?
I mean, I'm sure somewhat, but it's like
That's not going to be where because I mean, again, like you're talking about L's over there. Like if Tiger goes to the senior tour, wouldn't that create some type of juice too?
Yeah,
Like,
but I don't know. I think too. He just until it's like not physically possible. He's trying to win majors, even though it's like come on.
Do you know how long the senior tour has been around?
I mean, Jack Nicklaus has the most senior majors, so it's been around a while.
Okay, so
probably the 70s.
It's legitimate. Like it's prestigious. Like people take it seriously.
Yeah,
like,
Steve Stricker. He's disappointed. He won, I think, 3 majors last year on the senior tour. He hasn't won any this year. And was leading this tournament before like a 3 over yesterday. So just happened to see that because he finished 4th in that Open Championship. But I definitely am getting in the mode, Tony. Open Championship.
Yeah, dude.
Final major. Who will kiss the claret jug on Sunday?
It really is crazy too, just looking back at these past results.
Yeah.
And like Rory's in all of the top 10s.
Yeah.
But it's just like the amount of confidence we have him in this year is 0 to win.
What about for a top 10 though? Is that a good bet with Rory? Almost every major kind of.
Yeah,
if you think about it, you don't need him to win. You just need to be there and not win.
But he has also missed cuts at majors before.
Not too many though.
I
feel like he's not good at Augusta.
Yeah.
And then the other tournaments.
But you would think Scotland is close to home almost.
Yeah. But the thing is, remember Royal Port Rush back in 2019, missing the cut after an opening round 80. So you never know what you're gonna get.
So you're taking top 10?
I would honestly.
Odds are plus 1,000
for a top 10. Plus 1,000. What are you talking about?
You think so?
Top 10 Rory is probably like plus 120.
Really?
Yeah. Winning.
I don't think so, dude.
Would be. I don't think so, dude.
No, you're probably right.
Yeah, the top 10 is different. And then I was just gonna mention too. I just saw his name on there. Sergio Garcia. Winning that tournament, and I think it's called Andalusia or whatever. It was a live tour this week. There was a playoff. Sergio getting the job done. Renee Rilds. What's going on, Renee?
Hey, Renee.
How's it going?
I heard you from downstairs talking about like a story or something.
Oh yeah, the starter, the golf course. Tony's gonna call him later. Straighten it out.
Honestly, like we may have to talk to this guy. You said he was younger.
No, not younger.
Oh, just a new guy.
Yes.
New guy,
like,
not young.
New to me.
Right.
We work there all the time, and I'm just not there on Sunday afternoons.
Mm.
But I'm gonna talk to the guy that I know at the front desk. I'm gonna mention something and just see what he says.
What's that guy's name?
Who dis?
Yeah, you know what's interesting that too. Didn't want to shave fully. Had the razor and it seemed like it was charged. And then like I do it for like 10 seconds and dies. So then I have one side of my face forced to shave. So annoying, honestly. I don't know. I guess I just need a good electric razor, but the process is so tedious. I just don't have the patience for it, Tony.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. I can tell you the last time I shaved with a straight edge, like an actual razor.
I mean, it takes so long, especially if you let your beard go for a little bit. Forget about it.
Yeah, it's tough. And if you let your beard go, it's almost like you have to buzz it first and then shave it. And then it's just like, oh my God, dude, I'd rather just buzz it down.
Yeah.
But that is tough with I've been there where the thing dies on you in the middle of your shave and it fucking cuts you too because it like stops shaving while, like you ever get that where it like stabs you a little bit. Oh,
it's tough.
yeah,
It's
it's tough, dude.
definitely is tough. But yeah, so that's really what we have for golf. But if we could go to the world of Major League Baseball.
Pujols into the air. It's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yeah, what a play! Stop it, Tony. Yep.
And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight. And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
Bitcoin up over 63,000.
I
That's
saw that,
why
dude.
you reloaded 57.
That is sick, dude. There it is. There it is, dude.
I just realized too, we did miss a few comments here, no?
Yeah, we did. Looks like Josh B says, "Thanks, Brian, for the hat. Obviously,
Yes.
gorgeous hat." He says,
Kev has it as well.
I got it
that's-
too.
That's great. I mean, if you want to copy me, Kev, nah, I'm just kidding. But you always give me a hard time. So
More happy that Bernie has it or Kev do.
well, just to give Kevin a hard time. I should have seen Bernie. I mean, come on.
And then my mother said, "How about poor Trump?" She says, "Nobody likes to get shot out, no doubt."
No.
And then she said, "How about lasagna for when you guys come, or maybe meatloaf?"
I
Where do
mean-
you stand on meatloaf?
That's something again. Didn't really like it growing up,
Right.
but would give it another shot.
I think people have a lot of people have a negative connotation towards
Yeah.
meatloaf.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound appetizing.
No.
Like meat, like what is that? And also, like, it doesn't, when you're making it, you're making a log of meat and you're baking
Yeah.
it. It's interesting. But her meatloaf, obviously, my mother's meatloaf, delicious.
Oh, I just thought about this with Kev, by the way. If anybody didn't check it out, we have the Beach Bash vlog
Mhm.
on the YouTube page. And I have to say, it was so funny. Obviously, it was just like so organic, but how like amazing of like, I know it wasn't like the first thing you saw, but almost the first thing you saw. It was in the first couple minutes anyway. But Kev's greeting to us.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was
So
and I
great,
felt like I
dude.
was reliving it because it
Yeah.
was so vivid. We walked in
Mhm.
shouting from up there.
Yeah.
That
No, it was
awesome.
great, dude. It was literally a perfect way to enter the bar with all of them
Yes.
out there in the front.
Yes.
It was awesome. Seeing Bernie, Josh, of course, too.
Michael K.
Michael K, dude, it was great.
Yeah,
What
honestly,
a time, dude.
What a time. So if anybody didn't check that out, you definitely want to. Let's just say that.
That's absolutely right. And my mother, who's always been a Rory fan, reiterates, "I like the Irishman, even though he chokes."
Well,
And then Joe says that name sounds like a rash, and I want to say with the guy who won the Live Tour event.
Sergio Garcia,
No, maybe someone else we mentioned. That's
Ari
Els?
Hall, and Ernie Els.
no.
Must have
Somebody,
been that
somebody.
name I couldn't pronounce. Maybe?
Yeah. Okay.
And
right.
I believe our buddy Matthew Ryan.
Yeah,
has
Matthew Ryan. By the way, like,
resurfaced.
no,
Kinda
you
took
know
a
what?
little time off last week.
Yeah, funny how like when the Mets were doing well, like you really don't hear from him at all. And there was one game against the Rockies, and he goes, "How about the Mets losing? They still stink, Tony. Yankees won a series." He says it in all caps.
The one thing with him is, obviously you're always going to appreciate a fellow Yankee fan, but I do feel like he is a little too focused on the Mets, almost where he gets more joy out of the Mets losing than the Yankees winning,
Right.
which is just like whoa. Like, what are we doing here?
Whoa.
What does he say here?
He says, "I was away. How convenient. And don't you still have a phone even though you're away?" The fact of the matter is still, Matthew Ryan, when the Mets were winning, I mean, you're just a little too quiet. It's just funny.
But speaking of Yankees, speaking of Mets,
you go.
both teams winning 2 out of 3 over the weekend.
How about that?
So that's obviously the end goal. We'll get to it. A tough jaw-dropping loss for the Yankees yesterday. Fortunately, though, they had won those first 2 games of the series to kind of ease the tension slightly, finally winning a series.
I mean, talk about tension in those first 2 games, though, huh? Holy
Yeah.
shiz.
And we'll get to that. So Friday, 4-1 victory. Garrett Cole jacked up, Tony. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. And you look at this one, and he was opposed by Povich, who pitched to the tune of 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Yankees scored with a Trevino double in the second, a Jones single to make it 2-0. The Orioles get one back on a Urias triple in the second, but then a Judge homer made it 3-1. and they get an insurance run on a Soto single in the ninth to make it 4-1. But in the bottom half of the ninth, Clay Holmes on an 0-2 count hits Heston Kyrgyzstan right in the head. So fastball right to the head. Obviously wasn't intentional.
Kind of crazy.
Benches end up clearing. Brandon
Bullpen's
Hyde
clear.
barking. And he is on the concussion IL, but for all intents and purposes is okay. Kind of a crazy scene to see. And it really felt like, to me, Tony, I don't know how you felt, but that reaction was not had nothing to do with that they thought Holmes did it on purpose. It's that they were trying to create a fire within themselves because they've been playing so bad. So they just used that as an opportunity.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm pretty sure they flash back to the first series, right? Where weren't they hitting each other as well? Like, this wasn't the first time this has happened.
Yeah, I don't,
right?
But it wasn't nothing like this.
No, it was obviously something like this. Obviously, tough scenario at the time, too, because we were watching this at the Horseshoe, I think, at this time. Raining in Baltimore, obviously ball wet, clearly getting away from him. But I mean, nonetheless, you have to expect some type of reaction, regardless, out of the other team when someone gets hit like that. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy to see Hyde come out of there and call out the entire freaking dugout.
He's
of
a
the
loser,
Yankees,
honestly.
dude.
Really though, I don't know. It's just something. I just think he kind of thinks like he's the man. It's like he doesn't even realize that not many people know who he is.
No, yeah, most people probably don't.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, he's doing a good job over there in Baltimore, and
yeah,
he
kind of reminds me of like a Alex Cora type of rat.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was funny seeing him and Boone getting into it though.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was fucking crazy.
So yeah, that was kind of crazy. Ending the game there on Friday night. Saturday afternoon, 4:00 start. Luis Hill, Grayson Rodriguez, Yankees, strong performance, 6-1 victory, getting the scoring going early. A Glaber 2-out infield single scored Juan Soto to make it 1-0, but then Austin Wells hitting one to Utah Street, basically, where Ken Griffey Jr. Back in the day, I think 97 Derby, if I'm not mistaken, 397 feet there, made it 4-0. That let Luis Hill calm down. He did give up one run on an RBI ground, only run allowed by Yankee pitching all game. Then you had the Soto and Judge back-to-back bombs. Soto's 426 to center, Judge's 431 to center. Tim Hill, Jake Cousins combining for 3 scoreless innings. That was a solid performance, top to bottom, Tony, and 10 hits there. Obviously, a lot of strikeouts, 12, but you got the big blows when you needed to. And awesome to see Aaron Judge have 34 home runs before the All-Star break. That's pretty impressive. Soto with 23 himself. And 85 RBIs. That's nuts. So on to yesterday, which was just an absolute brutal loss. I mean, you want to take a silver lining away from it. I mean, they were trailing 3-2, top of the ninth inning, and they get a big Ben Rice homer, but it ensued to blow it in the bottom half, but we'll get to that. This saw Rodon versus Creamer. Neither starter went 5 innings. Rodon, 4 innings, 4 hits. 2 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Creamer, 4 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Scoring wise, Yankees jump on the board early. Grisham single made it 1-0 though. Gunnar Henderson, the only 2 runs allowed by Rodon, made it 2-1 in the third. Grisham ties it in the fifth to make it 2-2. But unfortunately, Anthony Santander with a homer to right made it 3-2, bottom 5. That was the score to the top of the ninth inning. But then Craig Kimbrell runs into some trouble, walks a couple batters. Ben Rice, 3-run homer, 5-3. We could sweep going to the All-Star break with great momentum. But unfortunately, Clay Holmes decided to do his best Aroldis Chapman impersonation, walking 2 batters, getting the bases loaded, being 1 strike away for the 3rd time this season and losing a game. But what ensued before that, Anthony Volpe butchering an easy, really forced out. Yeah, all he had to do was flip the second, rushed it. Everybody safe, run scores, and then Alex Verdugo falls down on a Cedric Mullins fly ball to the left. It seemed like he was played way too in and then falling down on top of it. Completely embarrassing. So really the three of them contributing to this loss here. But I have to say, because of the previous 2 games, because of the Rice homer, I feel like at least I feel good that we won this series and it wasn't the same old putrid offensive performance. We got some hits. And I have to say, I'm really, really excited about Ben Rice. The impact that he's had, Tony, kind of unbelievable so far.
Yeah, dude, I would say that's probably one of the biggest positives I think you can pull away here. A young guy you're bringing up, he's filling in the hole you had at first base. And I mean, maybe you know more than I, but I feel like his first base play has been solid. I mean,
solid, and he's got big hits. Wrong. He singled in the Tampa game that we could have won that game if Gleyber didn't, hit a little fly ball into the outfield. But a big hit there, big hit here. Just seems like when we need him, he's there. Yeah, and I mean, especially for a lineup too that's struggling offensively. I mean, he was like for a little while your only bright spot. Contributing to some scoring, which is great because I mean, again, this guy seems to have a future with the Yankees, which is what you want. Yeah. So Yankees wrap up the first half 58-40. So there'll be 1 game behind Baltimore when play resumes on Friday. So I think, all in all, Tony, especially if the worst is past us here. I mean, I think the Yankees are in an okay spot, barring though that they definitely, at least add 1 bat, and that Stanton comes back healthy, and they add some bullpen pieces. I think there's enough there, especially if Rice is going to continue to contribute. And I know that batting average a little low now, only 79 at bats. The power's there, the big hits are there. Seems like he has a good eye at the plate as well. But what do you think about that? I mean, obviously, they've put me through the ringer the last month, but I just felt like it was big to make a statement to win this series. And I think too that benches clearing brawl really sparked something in this team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I guess there's nothing like a benches clearing brawl to really bring a team together.
Yeah.
But I think to almost like what you were saying about the Orioles, about Hyde trying to spark something in his team. I also think the Yankees needed something like that as well.
Right.
So I think maybe by doing that, it kind of woke up something underneath there with the Yankees. But again, obviously, tough loss going into the All-Star break. But like you said, you're still pretty hyped. I mean, you won the series. Obviously, there's still some things to work on. People are still talking about why is Torres starting. Obviously, people are starting to look at Verdugo a little bit more now. So, but yeah, you want to feel good. Hopefully, they can still take this break and kind of assess what's gone wrong and come back, firing on all cylinders.
And I don't think they've released an exact timeline yet, but it's supposed to be because, he's coming back as a designated hitter. That Stanton should be back on, in the middle of this lineup sooner rather than later. I mean, I just think that changes everything.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, although, we do make fun of Stanton a lot. I mean, he was producing a lot of runs for the Yankees. So, I mean, it is what it is with losing him. But I mean, you're going to, I think, feel a lot more benefits now that he's in the lineup. No doubt, dude. Like, let's go.
And they're saying so, to start the All-Star break, it's a wraparound series with the Rays, and then the Mets come to town, and they're saying potentially for that Mets series. So he's going to probably miss the Rays series, but then could be ready for the Mets series. I mean, I do think it changes everything. The fact that you don't have to have Jahmai Jones play DH.
Are you kidding me?
Serious? So I think it's going to be big. And then you do lose Trevino, hamstring injury. They haven't announced the severity. We saw Wells with that home run. I kind of think like it's like almost a good thing with Trevino. I know they love his like calling a game, framing, but I just love not having to worry about him throwing the baseball, honestly.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't think it's that like big of a deal that he's hurt.
Have you seen Wells gun down some runners?
I definitely have.
Right.
But you know what it is too? It's just like it's so much better than Trevino that is good enough for me. Plus, I do like the fact for his offense, him playing more, Tony, because he's got 6 home runs in the year. Obviously, you want to get the batting average up, but I just feel like he's shown us signs recently. And I think that's only going to continue. I mean, they bring up Carlos Navarez to replace Trevino on the roster, but I'm sure Wells is going to be starting. If you say on average there's 6 games a week, I mean, he's playing probably 5 of them, right? I mean, I don't think Navarez is going to get that much playing time.
No, definitely not, dude. I mean, he shouldn't.
So I mean, overall, I think it's a decent feel, going into the second half, and you just hope the right moves are made, because there were some highs and there were some lows of this first half, but Josh B, I'm sure, is just riled that we are at the All-Star break. That is the key. He's been calling for that for weeks, Tony.
Yeah, that's right, dude. And do you really think that like the All-Star break, like this actual break, is going to do a lot to help the Yankees kind of reset a little bit?
I mean, potentially. Just really kind of get a plan in place for the second half, a plan of attack, in a plan with who's coming, who's going, who's returning, that type of thing.
Aaron Boone is working around the clock right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. God. Anyhow, Tony, the Mets 2 out of 3 as well. Tough one in Flushing yesterday, though.
By the way, Josh B just said, it.
He does know it. Matthew Gabriel knows it.
Says,
let's go. Can't wait to hear how about his weekend. I know he was in Mystic over the weekend.
I know. I did hear about that, dude. Josh B just said losing that game, no bad taste in his mouth, though. Ooh, still Josh B with the negativity a little bit, dude.
I mean, obviously it was something. I just look at it. Volpe was bullshit. Like, you can't do that. Verdugo, that's bullshit. And
I mean, he just totally misjudged that ball. It's terrible.
And then Clay, I mean, does that, kind of solidify the need for Mason Miller? Because I just feel like it's just like, it would be nice to just have him as our setup guy, honestly, and not have to have him be our closer.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
dude. It would be nice just to have Mason Miller on your roster as well, dude. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me?
Do it, yeah. Because he just the control stuff, I can't take.
Anyway, you did mention it. The Mets also won a series here. Yes, you started off with the tough loss Sunday, whatever, but Friday and Saturday they did win here. And looking at Friday, which is also a pretty crazy day, it was actually kind of funny because we're watching the Yankees and the brawl and everything. And earlier in Friday night's game, Mendoza actually does get tossed for yelling at the umpire, arguing balls and strikes and
Booney
whatnot.
Called it in.
It must have been, honestly. I don't think I've ever seen Rojas get tossed. I can't remember if Mickey Callaway ever really got into an umpire's face.
He was too busy texting.
He was probably too busy,
creeping, texting,
honestly,
whatever.
Creeping is right. But nonetheless, here Mets do win this game 7-6 to start off the series against the Rockies. You had Sean Manaea on the bump, and he's been someone who's been really good for you in the sense of eating up a lot of innings, and that's exactly what he does for you on Friday, dude. He gives you 7 innings, 107 pitches thrown over those 7 innings, giving up only 5 hits, 3 earned runs, just 1 walk, which I feel like I can't tell you the last time I've seen Manaea have an outing with 1 or no walks, I feel. 9 Ks, too, pretty solid. Obviously, giving up 2 home runs, struggling a little bit with the longbow. Nonetheless, does give you, I think, a pretty solid outing here, certainly better than a quality start, especially when you look at the other side here with the Rockies, Gordon only lasting 3 innings, getting absolutely popped. And as I said, the scoring did start off early here. Believe it or not, the Rockies got on the board first with Manaea giving up a second inning 2-run homer to Taglia. Again, that was just Manaea, I guess, early on. Sweeper was kind of on the inside, but Taglia was able to just catch it and pull it.
On the inside.
So nonetheless, 2-0 down early. They get a little bit of trouble, but nonetheless, we know the Mets bats have been hot. So a half inning later, they not only settle the score, but they go up 3-2. That's courtesy of a Vientos homer, an Iglesias back-to-back home run, and a Bader homering as well in that inning. So you had 3 solo home runs by some of your better hitters recently to start off that bottom of the second to kind of put you back up on top earlier on. And I think, honestly, dude, if that doesn't happen and like the Rockies go up 2-0 early and stick around at a 2-0 lead, you're probably losing this game. But you have to worry about that. Even in the bottom of the third inning later, you had Alvarez, who's got a nice double, another double by Alvarez. I gotta check how many doubles it is, but he's been killing it, dude.
He's been hot. Power lacking recently. I know it's just a little stretch. He missed a lot of time, but he hasn't hit too many recently.
Hasn't too many homers, no. But still, getting on base, bringing runners in, he's been very fundamental that way. And speaking of fundamental, Vientos, back-to-back doubles right there, scores Alvarez 4-2, just like that. And then again, Rockies pitchers getting pounded all night long. Bottom of the fourth, Bader with his second home run of the night. This one, a 2-run dinger, makes it 6-2, just like that. And then we'll fast forward again here to bottom of the fifth. Iglesias, his second home run of the night. Absolutely ridiculous. These balls were flying out of Citi Field. That makes the score 7-2. And you think, wow, bottom of the fifth, 7-2. They can really put this one away, not have to worry about anything, but they do give up some runs courtesy of a struggling bullpen. But not before Minaya gives up another solo home run to lead off the seventh. So Manaya's earned runs are all off of home runs, the 2 home runs he gives up, which is pretty unfortunate because, again, imagine if he doesn't give those 2 home runs, keeps it in the park, you're thinking, 7 innings, 1 earned run, but nonetheless, still great outing from him. It is the bullpen, as we know, that does struggle. Diekman trots out there, top of the 8th. Leadoff home run, the Blackman. And you're watching this, and you're like, oh, my God, dude. Diekman, literally, first batter, a tremendous 8-pitch at bat. Every pitch, Brian, a 4-seam fastball. And, that last one resulted in a home run.
Did you learn that from Clay Holmes?
Must have been,
just
obviously.
Repetition is key.
Repetition is key. Yes, throwing the same exact pitch every time.
Same location.
Right?
Why complicate things?
Oh, yeah. Especially if this batter's fouling off some of them. Of course, he's definitely nowhere near hitting it, But nonetheless, if that home run gives up a double to Tofar, McMahon does ground out to short, Tofar to third. Nonetheless, it's 7-4. It's 1 man out, runners on first and second. And then, of course, at that point, Mendoza, who, obviously we've criticized for pulling pitchers too early, but I think in this scenario has no choice, does pull Diekman, brings up Maton, is that guy we brought up from, well, not brought up, but got from Tampa Bay, 32 years old, has been fucking on every team, it seems, in the league.
He's been getting around.
Has been certainly getting around. Does induce the line out to third, but then gives up a 2-run homer to Doyle, makes it 6-7, just like that. Strikes out Rogers to get out of the inning nonetheless. Top of the 8th, horrible as you give up 4 runs over 2 pitchers. And it's just like, what the hell are you going to do? It looks like the 9th might be tough here, but you do bring in Diaz, who does get the first 2 outs from the first 2 batters. Gives up back-to-back walks, though, just to get you nervous. But then does get Tofar to strike out, swinging on the slider. So you have to see that. Diaz, fastball was hitting 98 on the gun, so good velocity right now. Obviously, for him to come in here, get his 10th save of the year in a high-leverage situation where you had 2 other bullpen pieces blow a 5-run lead, basically. Nonetheless, you walk away with the win, 7-6. Let's freaking go. On to Saturday, where you'll see we have Scott in the mix again, struggling, kind of, sort of. Doesn't give you the length, 4 1/3, 3 earned runs. Not great. And it's kind of crazy because he does kind of still give you, I guess, some length, I suppose. I mean, I think maybe in this instance it was maybe Mendoza giving
he fucked me, dude. I needed him for my fantasy.
Scott, you picked him up?
Yeah, I mean, I figured it's the Rockies, Tony. I mean, come on. He wasn't due for 6 scoreless. I mean, it's kind of disappointing.
He definitely was due. And I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be that bad, but he was getting hit 7 hits over the course of those 4 1/3. Like he was hittable stuff.
Who were you that nervous about in the lineup?
Honestly, dude,
Charlie Blackmon, what is he, 45?
Yeah, really though. And he did get a home run early in the 5th.
Yeah.
Before Chuck Scott does get pulled.
Chucky.
I don't know why I keep calling him Chuck. It's Christian Scott. Nonetheless,
I said it once.
I think so. Yeah. Nonetheless, though, I think the story of this game would be Jose Butto, dude. I don't really want to jinx him because.
But you already did.
By
saying that.
I know. I guess so.
Why even bring it up?
Because it's worth talking about, dude. All right,
it's worth mentioning,
dude.
So I might as well just announce
because it's just funny because obviously I talked about Adrian Hauser. Ever since I said he was great out of the bullpen, he's getting popped out of the bullpen.
Come on, that's Adrian Hauser. At least
I know.
Butto, I feel like it's showing sometimes that he's like okay.
At the risk of ruining this man's ERA, ever since we moved to the bullpen, his ERA has been a 0.
Yeah, he's
Ryan.
done. He's done. He's absolutely. He's getting hammered, dude. 70 ERA. Maybe Tommy John, second half. Probably.
I
Right?
know, dude.
That's what everybody
probably.
does these days.
Hauser.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, though, Buteau, like I said, I think his ERA as a starter was above a 5, I think.
Yeah.
And then ever since Mendoza moved into the pen, hasn't given up 1 run yet, and he eats up innings in the middle of the game, which is great. 2 2/3 last night, Saturday night. 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts over 2 2/3. I mean, the guy is pitching really well as like a middle relief guy. And then again, you're bringing Nunez, who's been killing it, gives you 2 innings at the end of the game. I mean, over the course of those 9 innings that the Mets had pitchers go out there for, they have only 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks between the 3 pitchers, 13 Ks. So, I mean, honestly, like your bullpen came in and kind of saved this game a little bit because obviously Scott didn't last long. You have 3 runs over, 4 1/3, not great. And then, of course, you did get some offensive work here. You scored 7 runs, back-to-back games, 7 runs. I don't think it's ever happened this year. It started off earlier on in the second, taking advantage of some of the Rockies' defensive woes here. Torrens got out the fielder's choice. Alonso scores and Stewart. And then, of course, throwing error. That's like a baseman Rogers. Torrens ends up being safe. Gamma goes to third. Runners are on 2-0, just like that. And that sets up McNeil for a 2 RBI double right after that defensive mistake by the Rockies. So you love that. You see Jeff McNeil, man, who is just praying for hits. Does get, take advantage of an error there in the field by the Rockies to score 2 more runs. Love that. Then I mentioned, obviously Scott getting into some trouble earlier on. Bullpen locks it down. Lindor, insurance, 3-run dinger in the bottom of the 8th. Love that. 7-3. That's your final score. And obviously you're stoked about that. You were looking for the sweep. Unfortunately, Sunday you don't get it. And that is, again, I think your pitchers really blew it there. The Mets were able to score 5 runs, which I think is great. Alonso the homer before the Derby too. You have to see that out of him. So, I mean, again, you even had some good hits on Sunday, too. Lindor was 2 for 3. Alvarez had a big hit. I mentioned Alonso at the DH position. Mark Vientos getting a start at first base. First time we've seen that in a while. But Iglesias over there, 4 for 4, has been absolutely killing it. He's batting .380 for the Mets right now, which is crazy.
Don't jinx it.
I'm sure, you get rid of him at the deadline, get a few good pieces.
But let's not get crazy. I know, like, every Mets fan is, like, in love with Iglesias. Like, he has no value. Honestly, he's like...
You really think no value?
Not like what you're probably thinking.
But, I mean, he's been really good all year.
Player, though,
that's ridiculous. No way, dude.
Look at his career.
I know, look at his career. But right now...
Go ahead, though. What's he?
I know it's not great. It probably is, dude. And he's, 33?
Yeah, you're not... Like, what are you envisioning that you'd be getting, though? Honestly.
I mean, I think for the right buyer... I mean, I think you can get like a really good player, bullpen pieces at least that are going to be usable. I mean, a player to be named later, I think, is a little bit of a stretch.
I think it's, maybe you're getting a guy, like if you're getting someone that's on a major league roster, it would be a guy whose numbers aren't good, but like, oh, well, he's younger, he could put it together, but it's like nothing, no sure thing are you getting for, you have more value keeping Iglesias, to be honest.
Do you really think so?
Look at it. Just go to it, though. Go to his page. 582 slugging percentage. I mean, that is a little ridiculous, dude. Jose.
I see. So his career...
Last year, 292.
The year before that, combined, I guess. I know it doesn't give you the total, but 259 with the Angels, batted 356 with the Red Sox a little bit at the end of that year. Baltimore for a year in 2020. I mean, obviously not a ton of at-bats, I suppose, but still, I mean, killed it in the situational hitting, 24 RBIs over how many plate appearances? How many at-bats? 142.
Not great.
I mean, not great, but I mean, it seems like situationally he's doing well. I mean, like I said, for the Mets, he has not stopped playing well for them all year long. And he's been like an everyday player.
I would say, to give you like a comparison, I would say you could get like a team's last year's 15th round draft.
Yeah, but I mean, anything 15th round, really? I mean, I feel anything is good from him. I mean, again, look, 34 years old. I feel like you took a flyer on him. I mean, you did not expect
Yankees aren't
him.
interested. I don't care. Even though he probably would be better than Glaber.
Like, what are you kidding me? Why would you not be interested in that, dude?
Because that's not sustainable.
You don't need to be sustainable. Like this is a perfect pickup for a team who's looking to win a World Series this year, who needs a great player. And this, like I said, this guy has been starting over McNeil, which I know doesn't say much, but nonetheless, McNeil was the starter at second base, and this guy's
imagine saying that to Brian Cashman. What would he say?
Well,
right though, or not?
Yeah, but I feel like if he's giving up some like a prospect that's like arguably could be good, Cashman would be down for that, right?
I think the best case you're getting here would be Victor Gonzalez, honestly, who was DFA'd and now is pitching for Scranton. I mean, honestly, I think that would be a good trade. I think the Yankees, understanding he had some walk issues and didn't strike out a lot of guys. I think he's actually not bad.
I think the Yankees are a perfect landing spot, honestly, for Iglesias.
For Victor Gonzalez, I guess, just because if we're not going to pitch him in the majors and he's not part of the future of the team, I guess. But that's it. That's all you're getting, and that's getting too much, honestly. All right.
I think you sound like Cashman right now. That's what you sound like. All right.
Josh Bean knows it, okay?
Anyway, dude, we talked about it. Quintana there popped 5 2/3, 5 earned runs. It's been a while since he got popped. Yeah, I guess. Closed out that inning of 1 out, gets 1 strikeout. Great job. Hauser comes in.
Hauser? I mean, why wouldn't you DFA him? What are you holding on to? I mean, what are you going to flip him to with Iglesias?
I mean, I think that would have been a great idea if he kept up the 1.5 ERA out of the pen. But his last, I want to say 3 appearances, he has lost games for the Mets. I mean, let's see. I'm pretty sure it's his maybe last 2 where he's literally given up the game. Yeah. Colorado, the loss, 2 innings, 3 earned runs. Pittsburgh, 2 1/3, 3 earned runs. Oh, yeah. And Washington was that 1 inning, 1 earned run, and the 1-0 loss. I know you maybe really can't blame him for, Mets scoring 0 runs, but still, he had 1 fucking job to do. So tough. His last 3 outings, as I mentioned. I mean, we talked about him coming out of the bullpen. He was absolutely killing it. From what looked like an absolute bust early on this year because he could not get through a start. Obviously is maybe showing some signs of decline here as well out of the pen. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe at this point you do DFA him. You could maybe kind of try and wait and see, I suppose. Because this kind of, I mean, how does this guy do so well for a couple months out of the bullpen and then just like, you can't tell me that was a fluke. I mean, it wasn't like he had 2 appearances out of the bullpen. I mean, this guy was pitching out of the pen since, I don't know, May for I'd say 2 months, May, June, and a little bit of July and killing it, dude. And now it seems to be like the guy can't even get the ball over the plate. So that was a big part in why you lost last night. Obviously, just like the Yankees here, tough to go into the All-Star break with a loss, but you're excited you won the series. And at the end of the day here, the Mets going to the All-Star break with the 3rd wildcard spot. So this was certainly a team that many people thought they wouldn't even be contending or to do anything at all. And the fact of the matter is that they're in some playoff baseball right now, which is great, dude. And Jay Bird knows he's in the house. He says the Mets are on their furry error. I don't know. I'm sure Brian's going to hate this, but I don't know if you saw this guy dressed up as in like you saw it.
But
dude.
see, why? Like, Jason, no. You're not off the hook.
He says they have to lean into it.
You're not off the hook for moving your friend on Friday.
I bet he's a furry friend.
Or not going to the Scottish Open, or not going to the Open Championship, or not going to Wimbledon, or
what
not
the
going
fuck,
to Mets
dude?
Phillies.
Wimbledon isn't the same. Come on, dude.
Jay?
Honestly,
I mean,
what do you do all day?
Yeah, exactly. All right.
The shades are on, dude.
No, but the fear of these eras with these oh my god, like what? What are we talking about, Tony? I mean, you have to be embarrassed a little bit yourself.
I mean, I don't think so. I think it's because Rick and Dan or whoever the fuck this morning was talking about it, because I guess Michael Kay said how ridiculous. Michael Kay got pissed at something in terms of something that was going on. He was saying, "Oh, the Yankees don't do any of these gimmicky things because they just whatever."
Which is true. That's like, this isn't like a McDonald's like open house with like a playpen and
right. But it's also like, I don't know.
I don't know. But you don't know
Get
what-
over yourself. That's what I want to say. Get over yourself. All right. Like these are ball games. People go to ball games to have fun and to.
But Tony, you don't.
like,
In all
that's- like,
seriousness,
in all
all
seriousness,
kidding
what?
aside, like, you don't think it gets away just from baseball, which is what we all love, and what we all want to see.
I
Do
mean,
we want sideshows? You know,
I don't. But define a sideshow. What is a sideshow?
a freaking mascot for McDonald's being part of the team. What?
Well, first of all, like pump the
Like,
brakes.
you want to? I'll give you Mr.
Being
Met. Mr.
part
Met's
of the
fine.
team is ridiculous. He's not part of the team. He threw out the first pitch of a game, of one game, like one game.
Hot Take Johnny's profile picture is still Grimace.
That's great. If fans want to take that and run with that, it's fine. But to say the Mets have Grimace part of their team is ridiculous. He's not part of the team. He threw out a ceremonial first pitch, as people
But
do.
You don't
Teams
strike me
across
as
the-
somebody because you love baseball
Right.
that would be in favor of gimmicks.
Yeah, but like we're not having McDonald's come out on center field in between innings. Okay, it's a first pitch. People are dressing as Grimace going to the games. Whatever. Like, sure. What am I gonna like? What do you want Cohen to do? Ban Grimace costumes in the stadium? Like, what are you gonna do?
Oh my god, it's disgusting. Honestly,
It's not disgusting,
It
dude.
really is disgusting. Josh P knows it. Okay?
So like, you don't like any gimmicky thing. Like, you're not about it at a game.
Well, like, are we not watching the game, going to the game, talking about the game because we love the game?
Yeah.
We don't need anything else to take away from that.
Right. I mean, but no one's like going to Mets games to see Grimace. Like, what are you talking about? You think
I
people
just
are
think
going
the
to Mets
le-
games? Oh my God, people dress up as Grimace. Let's go to a Mets game.
You know what it is?
No one's
Tony?
doing
It's
that.
just the whole idea of it. I would be so fucking pissed off if that had anything to do with the Yankees. And like Jay's suggestion here, like I would be pissed, okay, if
Right.
there was a Burger King guy walking around Yankee Stadium and like that was going to be their mascot. And Josh B supporting me says, "Who's the Yankees mascot?" I'll wait.
Why is that funny though? Like, what do you mean?
It just
Like
it's just-
teams across every sport
Baseball is
has
just not a-
mascots,
but
dude.
it's not a
Like,
mascot sport, dude, and you know that. Like the traditional teams, like the Dodgers, Mr. Dodger, is he walking around Chavez Ravine,
no, I guess not.
you know, and then the Philly Fanatic, fuck him, okay.
I guess. I mean, I love Mr. Met. I think it's dope.
Do you
I'm
love
sure.
Matthew Ryan? No, just kidding. That's Twitter, I'm guessing, or is that Matthew Ryan?
No, it's. I think that's a. I got a calendar update. It looks like I got Mike texted me. Get out of my business, Brian.
Matthew Ryan. He texted me.
No, he calls. No, did he text you?
No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't have
Oh.
my number.
No, he'll always call. You can always assume he's cool. Jay Bird for a call. Says Brian is the Yankees mascot, and Josh B agrees with it. But see, like, look how tight Brian already is about getting called the mascot, dude. But I think, first of all, why is it like a mascot isn't crazy, dude?
It
like,
is.
Why is that crazy?
Because I just think when you think about respected organizations in Major League Baseball, how many of them are mascot centric?
I mean, I guess.
The Brewers, the Phillies, the Mets.
Yeah, but like define like respected. Like the Phillies are a respected
I just feel like,
organization. Like, what are you talking about?
Are they though? Like I don't
But-
think they've
but-
really done that much winning.
It does just because they're disrespected by you, Brian, doesn't mean they're
And you don't
just
even like the
not
Phillies, so I
respected.
don't know why you're like defending them, but you have a thing where you like rival teams.
I
for
think the
some reason.
fanatic is hilarious, to be honest. He beats the shit out of people. You don't think that's funny? Come, you see him dump popcorn on people. Like, I think it's kind of funny.
But why can't it just be the game? Like, you know what I mean? I just want to go to the game to watch the game.
Right.
Like, I don't need the other stuff. You know, I just feel like it gets a little too crazy.
Yeah, but
sometimes.
that's what I'm saying though. It's not like the game is becoming delayed or elongated, and it's not like they're taking a 30-minute break in between innings to show some sideshow. This isn't like, like it's just people are going to the game and they're dressing up as Grimace. Their Phillies fanatic is in the stands. He doesn't affect the game at all. Like, I don't understand. Like, these things don't affect the game.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, I think you're like, if you're into that, like, I just write you off from hearing it, from jump.
Are you into that? I mean, I'm not sitting in the stands in a Grimace
Well, not-
costume.
But
But I'm not gonna be
I'm
like-
just saying to get all in to wear it, to do that. Ooh, I don't know. I just feel like that's a tough look. Honestly, it doesn't make me feel like you're a respected baseball fan. I'm not talking about you, but I'm just saying. in
But you
general.
are talking about me.
No, because you're not. I don't. To be honest, I don't think you're that into it. And maybe you're into be getting a reaction out of it, but it's not like you like. I don't. I think personally, I don't know if you would say this, but I think if it was up to you, you wouldn't have the Girls be a part of the Mets. To be honest, because there's just no
Um,
reason to do it at the end of the day. It's like just some stupid sideshow.
I mean, no reason to do it. I mean, I guess again, I don't know. I mean, that's something that just again kind of happened. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like a big deal. It's just that this grimace throughout the first pitch, and like people fell in love with it. I mean, it's not like they were making a big deal out of
But
it.
you don't think that the people that love it, for the most part, obviously there's exceptions to everything, aren't like the true knowledgeable baseball fans. Those are the people that go to 1 or 2 games a year,
Right.
don't even pay attention, on their phone the whole time.
I mean, I think it's arguable. I do think so. I think that there are people that probably did do that started going to Mets games because it's like, oh my god, the grimace thing, whatever.
But see that.
But still, I mean,
But then that's
but
the type of people
honestly
that
though,
the
like
Mets need to bring into the
how
building.
much is? I mean, I would say that the people getting dressed up to go are probably real fans, right? I mean, there's no way you're gonna not be a Met fan and just be like, oh, I'll dress up as grimace and go. Like, you're gonna be a Met fan, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It just comes off as very embarrassing to me, honestly. I can't help that feeling. I really can't.
So I mean, there had to be some time where there was a guy who was showing the broadcast in Yankee Stadium wearing something ridiculous that people talked about for
But it
a
never
number of time.
became like a part of the team. And I
See,
feel
like, what does that mean though? When you keep saying a part of the
it was-
team,
okay,
like
or
Grimace
just
doesn't have a contract.
heavily discussed. How about that?
Heavily discussed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, it doesn't really happen that often in general, though.
Yeah.
Like, what does become heavily discussed like that?
I don't know. But it's interesting that the Mets are at the forefront of it. And I just think it's like, just play the game. You know what I mean?
I mean, they are.
Cut-
They're winning. They're
cut
winning actually
The
games.
sideshow out.
They had a better month than the Yankees did.
But they still have 10 less wins. So
Yeah.
10.
And
Not
you can argue
2.
actually that they started because I mean, again, the whole grimace thing got popularized because they went on a winning streak since that ceremony first pitch. So I mean, like,
It's the worst idea.
I don't know.
I've ever heard.
I like mascots. I don't know if you know this, but Mr. Met was the first mascot.
Yeah, but at least that's like part of it. I think Mr. Met is different because that was there from the jump. Like basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that is part of like the tradition.
Right.
And using a fast food restaurant's mascot is insane. Like it's just like
Right.
I don't know.
But I mean, I don't know, Brian. Again, like, don't you think something like this is a little out of your hands when people lean into it? Like, aren't the Mets like?
But why is it always I don't know.
It's
It
not
just-
always
it
the
does
Mets.
seem-
It's
I'm
just right now.
sorry.
It is the Mets right now. Like there isn't. It's not like every year this
It's-
happens. Like
I hate to say it to simplify it like this, but it is typical Mets fans. Like it really is.
see, I feel
jumping
like
on
if
something
it
like that.
isn't the Mets, you probably wouldn't care as much.
I always thought the Miller Park thing was a little overdone, and I guess it's American Family Field now or whatever. But
Yeah.
I always thought like you don't need a sausage race. Like what? Why? I don't know.
I feel like you do because it's fucking Milwaukee, dude.
Oh man,
Jay says ticket sales.
it's almost like Will Ferrell playing in the spring training games. There's no reason for it.
He says Yankees should adapt the King from Burger King, dude.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't-
You're gonna sit. I just don't understand like why you feel proud that the Yankees don't have a mascot.
because I just
Like why though?
because I don't like gimmicks. I just want to play the game.
Yeah, but it's not a gimmick.
It's not a gimmick.
It's not a gimmick, dude.
What is it then?
Mascots have been around sports forever,
Yeah, but if
like
you think-
forever, dude.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know. I can't think of a prestigious organization that leans into a mascot at this point.
Define prestigious. What's prestigious? Just the Yankees?
Oh, I mean, there's a select few.
Prestigious. I mean, the Patriots, they have a mascot.
Yeah, but not like really. Does anyone even know? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's become too much. There's no grimace error. Okay, just stop, please. Cut it off at the knees, Tony. Okay. Oh my God, I could just go on and on about that. Anyhow, it's nice to get back to the to the major leagues, Tony, to business here. Home Run Derby tonight. Arlington, Texas. I think balls will be flying out of there. Obviously, they have a pretty good park factor over there. It'll be nice to really see that park in depth. I think the first really national exposure was the 2020 playoffs when they had I think it was the NLCS and the World Series at Globe Life Field. So, it'll be a treat to watch who's in the Derby. So I have the odds listed in front of me here. So
Do we have matchups?
no matchups? It's top 4, top 8, top 4, top 2 type of thing. Well, 8 people start, then it's reduced to 4, then 2, then the
Right, but
championship.
who did they go in?
No, they used to, but they got rid of that.
Really?
The head-to-heads, yeah. Which I like, because it's good. Why should you win? Like, let's say Alonso hits like 3 home runs for whatever reason. Like, why should Gunnar Henderson win with 4 if some guy had 12, but the other guy had 13 and he goes home? I want the best hitters advancing.
So they have
that makes sense.
rounds where everyone
Round
goes.
1.
And everyone goes, and the top 4 advance or whatever.
And then the next round also everyone goes, and then it's just head-to-head for the championship. I believe, or it could be head-to-head in the semis. Actually, it is head-to-head for the semis, now that I think about this.
Okay.
Anyway, betting odds: Alonso plus 280, Witt Jr. plus 425, Gunnar Henderson plus 475, Marcel Ozuna plus 475, Adolis Garcia, the hometown guy, plus 525. How about Teoscar Hernandez plus 1200, Jose Ramirez plus 1300, and Alex Bohm 1700 plus 1700. Yeah, the semifinals.
Yeah,
So,
right into the semifinals.
So yeah, you know what I think this calls for, Tony.
Oh yeah, dude.
An abbreviated full-on Derby frenzy, Tony.
All right.
Starting with the top 4 and then going with the head-to-head. So there's some work to be done. Tony.
There's some work to be done, no doubt
But
here,
top
dude.
4 in amount of homers hit. And I'm going to record this to see how accurate it is.
Okay, all right. I'm down with that. So again, the bracket style. I don't know how I feel about this change here. Because it was bracket style last week, right? Last year, rather. Yeah. It's been the bracket. I don't know if I'm really digging this though, but it goes now. We're going straight for like what to expect in the semis, which is top 4.
Top
when
4,
we reach
so
bracket style.
Yeah, so give me just
All right, so I'll give you top 4
4
here.
hitters in their home run amounts.
Give me like home run amounts through the first
Start with
2
the leader.
rounds.
Give me the top. No, just the first round. Top 4. Who's it going to be? And then you could determine from that point. It would be 1 would play 4, 2 would play 3.
Okay, so give me Alonso
Leading the first round.
leading the first
With how
round. I feel like is it going to be high? Is it going to be low here? I don't know. I'm going to say he hits 19.
Okay, and then who's in second?
Who's in second? I guess you're going to go Ozuna. I'll say he's in there with 18. It's going to be a tight 1-2 right there.
Third.
I think maybe Bobby Witt, surprisingly, 15.
Okay.
And then I don't think Garcia does it. I guess give me Gunnar with 13.
All right, and then you know what? Let's just finish this out here. So, given that you would have Alonso head-to-head with Henderson, Ozuna, Witt, what do you got from there?
I say Alonso torches Henderson. You want to score?
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically Alonso would go second, right?
Yep.
So I don't know. I think Gunnar maybe 10 home runs, honestly. So Alonso beats him 11-10, I guess.
Okay, what's the other side? So it's Ozuna
And Bobby Witt,
yeah.
right? Give me Bobby Witt upset. Let's go, dude.
How many?
I say he hits 18. Ozuna doesn't make it. Maybe 17, 16.
Okay, and then you have Alonso Witt.
Alonso Witt. Let's freaking go. Alonso absolutely hammers it, bro. I say 22 home runs, final round. And for, I guess, the first time since
2021.
No, well, he wins, yeah, but then becomes the first player to win it 3 times
9
since
consecutively.
Griffey.
Oh, yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. So give me that.
How many
Let's
does
freaking go,
Witt
dude.
have in the final?
15.
15. All right. So let's go to me here. So I'm going to say in your second, so your first round leader, I'm going to say Ozuna has 23.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to say Garcia has 19. I'm going to say Alonso has 18. And I am going to go with Hernandez with 16. Okay. And then that second round matchup, Ozuna Hernandez. I'm going to say Ozuna wins that one 16-15. So putting Ozuna in the finals. And then I'm going to say that Garcia beats Alonso 18-17. And then I'm going to say Ozuna will beat Garcia here 27-26.
What a final round.
Marcel Ozuna, your home run derby champion. Just like that. That is your abbreviated full-on derby frenzy, Tony.
Just like that, dude.
New rule changes. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, dude. I still don't know how I feel about the 2 rounds and then the seeding. I guess it kind of makes sense, but I kind of liked how the seeding went on who had the higher home run totals.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is what it is.
You know what I hope they don't do is some years with the derby, they just go split screen interviews like for like half the derby. It's like, can we just not do that?
Yeah, that's brutal.
And like, how about just no interviews? Like, they do like their big pregame show, interview the people before. Why do we need it during?
Yeah. No, yeah, I hate when they do that, dude.
Again,
focus on the derby.
Yeah, just like we don't need gimmicks and grimaces. You don't like the grimace. You just like it because I don't like it.
I mean, I guess I'm kind of indifferent towards it.
But has it made you like it just a little bit, Tony?
No, it really hasn't.
Really?
I'm still indifferent towards Grimace. I mean, if that never happened, I would be fine with it. It did happen. I don't care. I mean,
Zach, where's Zach on this?
I think it's fine. Like, let the fans run with something, but I'm indifferent to it too. Like, it doesn't. If it was there, if it wasn't there, it doesn't really make a difference to me.
Come on.
But I think that reiterates the point. Not necessary.
I mean, is it necessary? No, none of it is necessary. Singing the national anthem before the game isn't necessary, but it feels right.
I mean, I feel like that's a little different, no?
I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to get your definition of gimmicks.
It says the person, don't you go stand up, hats off, like watching it on TV?
Yeah.
So, but then you're telling me that you think it's not necessary?
Well, nothing is. None of it is necessary. You can just have the guy go out there and throw the first pitch. That's it.
I just wanted to make sure.
Like, do you need the 7th inning stretch? No, not necessary.
Tradition, though, different. True, can't argue it. And the anthem is tradition. But you know what? I can't believe you forgot. To be honest, because you're big on your pastime here. That Djokovic, Alcaraz.
Oh, Wimbledon.
Yeah, Alcaraz, your champ,
dude. I know, it's crazy.
Well, you were disappointed. You wanted to see Jogi one more.
I mean, it was 3 sets, dude.
Yeah,
like it's over.
Yeah,
you know, like I Novak just seemed to be not 100. I don't know if he was not 100% with the knee injury we know about and the surgery. But dude, Alcaraz was just all over the place. He was everywhere. Novak was making mistakes. There were so many times too where, like, clearly, I mean, listen, I think it was one of the largest age differences in a final ever. And it's been a long time since there's been that much of an age difference too in a men's final. And you could definitely tell. I mean, Alcaraz is younger, stronger, faster, you know.
Right.
Dude, his first serve was hitting like 136 miles an hour.
Wow. You caught a lot of the final?
Yeah, because we were we had a gig in Queens on Sunday.
Okay, gotcha.
So we had it on for the whole drive. And so I was actually able to watch pretty attentively. And I mean, it was definitely clear from the start of it that Novak would have to, pull some tricks out of his back pocket, kind of play more of a fundamental game, play, be more of a veteran, pull something out of your pocket to outsmart Alcaraz, because it was just clear, like, you couldn't go toe to toe with him. Alcaraz was just too fast, too strong. And Novak just wasn't as quick to get into some of the balls. There were so many times too where he almost had, Alcaraz like kind of on the ropes. And you see Novak, charging the net, looking for that little like kind of like drop shot, but he just wasn't making his shots. He was hitting the net, ball wasn't getting over. He hit a lot of balls out. So I don't know. It just seemed like Novak wasn't playing at his best too. On top of it,
does he get revenge at the US Open?
I don't know, dude.
No, you think this is Alcaraz's like run?
I mean, he's got back-to-back Wimbledons now. Going to the US Open, he's ranked number 1 here. I would imagine he'll be seeded number 1.
Wait, he won the French, but who won the Australian
this year?
Yeah.
Was it not? It was Novak, wasn't it?
No, he hasn't won a major this year.
I thought he came. Maybe I'm thinking, did he win last year
Medvedev?
then? Let's see. Who won Australian? Oh my God, I can't just.
It was Yannick Sinner over
Sinner
Daniel
won it.
Medvedev.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, Novak won 2 years ago after the whole COVID thing came back, proved it. What's up?
What's up?
What's up, dude? Yeah, Sinner was the #1 ranked player going into Wimbledon, actually,
Mhm.
and was knocked out by Medvedev in the semis.
Who was then knocked out by
Alcaraz. Yeah, so we know how that goes there, but I don't know. It does seem like we may see like some type of dominance over here in the majors by Alcaraz.
Mhm.
I mean, the kid is really good, dude. I am a little worried about the whole. I don't know. I mean, again, by no means my tennis expert, but I feel like consistently serving the ball at 130 miles per hour. I mean, that's got to do something a little bit to your shoulder, right?
Oh my God.
I mean, the kid's 22 years old. I hate to be like this guy, but it's, he's going to have a long career ahead of himself. Like he may want to, think about how he's playing again, especially, maybe again, I mean, I'm speaking out of turn here, but nonetheless, I mean, I think it was a very, entertaining Wimbledon. It'll be great to see where this kid goes. But I hope someone can come in and create some type of competition for him.
or Sinner, right? I mean, those are the obvious.
Yeah, no, those are the obvious choices.
Curios out of retirement, maybe. I mean, he hasn't necessarily retired, but he might even play for the U.S. Open, honestly. Or Nadal. Imagine if Nadal.
That would be sick. But again, these guys aren't the answer. You need another guy who's mirroring Alcaraz. You know.
But
again,
imagine. Oh, no, we're gonna say.
No, I was gonna say, like, when you think about even Federer's career, I mean, he came in, he was dominant for a few years, and then Nadal came,
Right.
So we may see Alcaraz for a few years be dominant.
Yeah.
And then someone, I'm sure at some point will come up and challenge this guy. But to right now, I mean, even seeing him play against Medvedev, that was when Medvedev was like yelling at the umpire, got the warning. Like he was tight, dude. Like he knew, he felt it, that playing like Alcaraz, the guy is definitely at this point the best tennis player in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely a great weekend of sports and a great show today. We really appreciate everybody who tuned in and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jane Costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the derby, and we will see you mañana.
Let's go, Pete. Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.